Playful Pat and the Magical Baseball Field by Lisa Kelly. Pat was known to be quite playful. When his big eyes sparkled and his little freckles twitched, you never knew what Pat would be up to next. Every evening, Pat would declare the sport of the night: baseball, football, soccer, or basketball. And without fail, the whole family would gather for some friendly competition and lots of laughter. One day, Pat announced to his mom that he had made a decision. Pat's mom, who was doing laundry, looked up, confused, and asked, "What decision did you make, Pat?" Pat happily declared that baseball was his sport of choice. He asked his mom to sign him up for a baseball team. He practiced with his dad every night, focusing on throwing, catching, and, of course, hitting. Pat came to understand that baseball demanded many skills. Finally, it was time for his very first game. Dressed proudly in his new uniform, there was just one problem: it was a bit too clean for Pat's liking. But never one to shy away from a solution, Pat took matters into his own hands and decided to add some character to his uniform by sliding into first base. His mom wasn't amused, but it was game time. As the game began, Pat found himself a tad impatient with some of his teammates' bug-spotting distractions. But when it was his turn to bat, everything changed. In a magical moment, Pat found himself transported to a Major League Baseball field, surrounded by cheering fans and dazzling lights. Suddenly, he was no longer playing t-ball but stepping up to bat in a professional baseball game. With nerves of steel, Pat squared up at the plate and waited for the pitch. Despite the intimidating speed, he swung with all his might and sent the ball soaring into the outfield, driving in a run with his first ever hit. Pat wasn't just a slugger, he proved himself on the field too, making crucial plays as the third baseman. In one inning, he made all 3 outs for his team by catching one ball for the first out, then he had a double play. When the game ended, Pat's team won, and everyone cheered for each other. They all played so well together, like superheroes on a team, and Pat was their captain. As he returned to reality at Wash Park, Pat couldn't help but smile. While everyone else saw just another t-ball game, Pat knew the truth. He had just experienced the thrill of a real MLB showdown, and he had emerged as the star player of the day. As Pat and his family walked back to the car, Pat's dad told him he was proud of him. All his practice and hard work had paid off, but most of all, he was proud of how Pat listened to his coach and was a team player. Playful Pat and the Magic Baseball Field is a charming children's tale that follows the adventures of Pat. Join Playful Pat on a sunny summer adventure filled with excitement, laughter, and the magic of sports. When Pat declares baseball as his sport of choice, he embarks on a journey that takes him from his backyard t-ball games to the hallowed grounds of Coors Field. Follow along as Pat practices diligently with his family, eagerly anticipating his very first game. But when he finds his white uniform lacking in character, Pat takes matters into his own hands with a playful solution that leaves his mom less than thrilled. As Pat takes to the field, he discovers that sometimes, the greatest adventures happen when you least expect them. In a moment of pure magic, Pat finds himself transported to a professional baseball game, facing off against seasoned players in front of a roaring crowd. With nerves of steel and a heart full of determination, Pat proves himself not only as a slugger but also as a skilled third baseman, making crucial plays that lead his team to victory. And as he returns to reality, Pat realizes that sometimes, the greatest victories are the ones that happen in our hearts. Join Pat on his unforgettable journey as he discovers the true meaning of sportsmanship, teamwork, and the power of believing in yourself. With and heartwarming moments, this story is sure to delight young readers and inspire them to chase their own dreams, both on and off the field. Hit that subscribe button, leave your comments below, and let us know where you think Pat should go next. The world is waiting, and the adventure begins now.